Okay, part two to what I was saying in a previous video. If you didn't see that, go watch that one first. If you like, that was a pun because in the last video I was saying that word a lot. I'm gonna try to ease on that. Y'all, forgive me. Forgive me. Be patient with me, please. So, on the subject of sensitivity, what I mentioned in the previous video is that at a certain point in my conversation with God, I got pretty upset to where I was starting to cry while I was speaking with Him. And I had to stop and ring in my emotions. I'm a sensitive person, you guys. I'm a very sensitive person. I've been this way my whole life. I had to ring it in to finish my thought in my conversation with Him. If I hadn't done that, I would have continued crying, let myself overflow with my emotions, which is fine. Being sensitive is fine. Having emotions is fine. But if I had let that overcome me, I would have been stuck there crying and not been able to process my thought pattern, the thought train that I had to finish what I was trying to say. If I hadn't finished what I was trying to say and got lost in my emotions, I'm not sure if I would have gotten that revelation that He gave me at that time if I was going to be overly emotional and lost in my emotions. I probably would have cried, been focused on the fact that I'm feeling, and then these feelings come up, and then more feelings come up, and then it causes sometimes it causes a confusion of what you were so upset about in the first place, or why the feelings are affecting you in the way that they are. Have I said that word yet? Stay here. Stay with me. So, because of that, I had to reel in my emotions and finish my thought. I got the revelation. Check out the previous video, like I mentioned. My point is that whew, being sensitive is okay. The enemy, which could be interpreted as yourself, but also, if you guys didn't know, I am Christian, so I do mean the enemy in terms of distractions as turn of you know who. So we are in an age where there's so much information out there, information overload. People are addicted to their phones. I'm on my phone a lot. I have to for this work and what I do. But even if it wasn't for that, I'm sure I would have still been on my phone a lot, because that's how most people are these days. They're into socials. They want to know what's going on. That's just how it is now. But anyway, what I was saying was that the enemy will try to use, because there's such access to different things, like terrible things going on, like all these things. It can make you sensitive to information. It can make you sensitive to distractions. And if we get, if we, and like if we get so distracted by our emotions, it becomes a distraction that just disadvantages you. So it's good to be sensitive in the spirit. I feel like it's benefited me in being who I am, with being sensitive to like things that I care about, what goes on in the world, the work that I do now, me having a heart for people, me having a heart for wanting to do what I do, which is help, which is educate, which is inform, which is uplift, which is motivate, which is encourage. My gifts, But I have to use my discernment and be very careful when I'm online, because there's so much on there that I can access, that, and I'm such a passionate and sensitive person. It can really, like, sorry, there we go. It can really get things muddled with me emotionally, and it starts to affect me spiritually, to where I feel depleted, where I feel overwhelmed. And if you guys are sensitive, if someone out there is sensitive like I am, you would understand, you would know, or maybe you didn't, but I'm just telling you to just be careful, because also the enemy, aside from that, the enemy will use you getting stuck in your emotions as a distraction. There could be things going on in the world that makes you very angry. When you're so emotionally invested in being angry, or emotionally invested in being upset or sad about this thing, that thing, the state of the world, you will lose focus on your purpose and what you're meant to do, the things that you're meant to be working on, being present, being present with the Lord, being present with yourself, being present in your purpose, being present in your path, and also distracting, because they're like, oh, there's so much thing going on in the world, so much is happening. It kind of depletes. It can. The goal from the enemy is to get you distracted, deplete your spirit, kill, steal, destroy, however you want to call it, however he comes through with the attacks for y'all. But it can be a distraction. So just take those social media breaks, because sometimes there's times where you can handle it, and there's times, if you're knowing of yourself, sensitive to yourself, there's times where you can admit that maybe I'm not at a place right now where I can be watching the news, and that's okay. You can go back to it later. There's always going to be something going on that you'll find out about. Yeah. It, um, to add to the previous video that I didn't mention before, is, okay, never mind. It got lost on me. It got lost on me. Maybe I'm supposed to type it out. All right, you guys. Well, that's pretty much the part 2 about the sensitivity thing. You guys, don't get lost in your emotions. It kind of throws off your thought patterns. It's okay to be sensitive. It's okay to be emotional. But, like, you really, like, having control over your emotions is imperative. It is very important. You got to know when to ring it in, you know? So I hope that helped. I hope it blessed somebody, and I hope to see you guys soon. I will come out with more videos. If I did, I would probably be better at speaking to you guys like this, instead of saying that word over and over again. I blame myself. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Bye.